I thought about calling this like super mega grocery haul or something like that, but it's really not that big. It's just that for us, we don't typically get several boxes at one time when we order, but we had 2 orders arrive at the same time today. So I'm going to unbox them together for you. On today's video, you get the Mountain Rose Herbs order, as well as our Thrive Market order wine and regular groceries. So without any further ado, let's dive on in. Okay, it has been a hot minute since I have ordered from Mountain Rose Herbs. I ordered from them, oh my goodness, probably 7 or 8 years ago. So they've updated a lot of what they have available actually on their website. They have a ton of herbs and you can order them in various sizes. Now, I went ahead and ordered from there instead of from Azure Standard, not because Mountain Rose are necessarily any better. We were just really getting low. I've done my research on Mountain Rose Herbs in the past, and so I needed something quick and I ordered from them. I really do want to compare with Azure Standard though and see what they're getting. I do like that I'm ordering directly from the company on this one, and so for sure, I think it's worth it. Everything's organic. They grow, I think they grow most everything. It's all fair trade and you can get it in a variety of sizes. So it can be something like your glass container, which I think I only have one of these, or you can get 4-ounce packages or, a pound, 5-pound. And the larger you order, of course, the cheaper that it is per ounce. Many of you know we live in an apartment. I'm already working on some bulk storage for staples, and right now building a huge bulk storage of spices is not really feasible where we're at, but to come in the future, hopefully. So first up, I got some certified organic nutmeg powder. I have not had nutmeg powder in a really long time. I've just been using my nutmeg oil from Young Living, and of course, Nutmeg Vitality would be the one that is labeled for internal use. And I use that a lot in cooking and such, but sometimes you just really need the powder. And so I stocked us back up on some powder, so we've been out of it far too long. We go through a lot of turmeric. It's one of those spices that's really easy to just add into things. Now, you do have to kind of watch, you get turmeric thumb if you get it, that stain when you have like an orange fingernail. Really, that can be annoying. If y'all have any tips on how to get that orange turmeric thumb removed, let me know down in the comments because that would be nice. But we use turmeric and we add it into a lot of our Mexican food and even Asian food, just anything that we can kind of sneak it in because it's not very overpowering spice-wise. You can kind of add it with other things and it takes on a little bit of the other spices, I think. So love turmeric, but we are running low on that. Some onion powder. I forgot. We actually have onion. I just don't have any more to refill our container because what I do is I save all of our glass containers, and then I even save, like we have some amber bottles from supplements and that sort of things that I've saved and taken the label off, and then I use those jars for our bulk spices and just fill them up. Because not everyone, I don't need a shaker on everyone. Honestly, when I'm using onion powder, very rarely am I just shaking it in. Usually I want at least a teaspoon or a tablespoon, and then I just dump it into my palm. So I don't need a shaker for all of them, but I do refill our containers. And so I didn't have enough to refill on the onion. We are literally out of garlic powder. So I need to correct that. That will probably end up on our Azure order because we need some and I don't want to pay shipping. So black peppercorns, I got some whole black pepper. I got some whole black peppercorns because I like the variety of starting with the whole. You can always pop these into a spice grinder. Our coffee grinder is a coffee and spice grinder. So you just got to make sure it's clean in between. But you can pop your peppercorns in there and grind them and have fresh ground pepper to whatever coarseness you want, but also then have the peppercorns when you want the whole peppercorns. It's cheaper. Fun fact. Okay, then we got some chili powder because we're almost out of that. I use this in our homemade taco seasoning. I don't buy a lot of mixes. I don't think I got any, no. Usually I don't buy pre-mixed spices. Typically there's other fillers and stuff in there. They don't have to put it on the label. And I don't know, Mountain Rose Herbs might not do that. I would have to check with them. I can't speak for them, but just your grocery store herbs, that's something you've got to watch out for. And this is just a roasted red chili powder. So I'm excited about that. We add that, like I said, into a lot of things, especially my taco seasoning. Got some sweet cinnamon powder. Do you guys like the sweet cinnamon or is it the Saigon? That's the other one. There's multiple cinnamons. Did you know there's multiple cinnamons? I learned that a few years ago. But sweet cinnamon is the most common cinnamon on the market, and so I stocked up on that. We go through cinnamon a lot, and now that I have this, I can make my granola recipe and do my video for you because I know that was requested, the soaked granola. So I needed cinnamon powder, and it's here. And then last but not least in this order is our ginger root. So again, this is something where I've just been using ginger essential oil in a lot of things, but sometimes you really want the powder. So we got some powder. That's it for Mountain Rose Herbs. Let's dive into the wine. Do you think I can do this from a seat? We'll try. So Thrive Market sends this nice little wine guide. If you are a wine lover and you have not yet tried Thrive Market's wines, friend, it is time. Thrive's wines, I'm going to toss this too. There we go. Thrive's wines are cleaner. Now, there's no set clean wine standard, though a lot of people use that as a term. It is not. I did a whole video on this. There's not actually like a bunch of, there's no like general central qualification for clean wine. But Thrive's are cleaner. And if you want to know why you should drink clean wine, be sure to watch my video I did on clean wine. I will link it below for you in the description so that you have that, because I did a whole video on it. So we're not going to talk about it all the way today. Now, we got this month, this was the July package, right? It doesn't say. Oh yeah, it's printed there. Okay, I'm 99% sure that this is the July wine package that Thrive put together. They do a different, every month, they do a different combination and curating a package for you, and then they discount it. So though we are getting ready to go to Palisade here very, very soon, and Palisade is the wine country out here in Colorado, and pick up some of our wine club stuff out there. Most of those are red wines, though they do have some white. Most of them are red that we'll be picking up anyway for our club. And it's July, which means it's really hot. So we got the white package here of different whites. And we tend to be more red wine drinkers because we drink wine with dinner a lot. And most of our stuff is, we just like to pair red wine with it. However, we learned several years ago that white wine, especially sweeter whites, which are there any of those in here? Albarino, no. There aren't any real sweet ones in here, I don't think, from what I could tell. I used to steer clear of sweet wines altogether. I think this one might be. We've had this one before. I'll tell you what they are here in just a second. But Riesling goes really, really well with Chinese food and Asian food, like Thai, anything like that. Sweet white wines pair phenomenally. Trust me, even if you're a red wine person, just try it. Just try it. Okay, so we've had about half of these wines before. And if you're interested in hearing us review any wines, be sure you check out our Willis Whims channel over on Rumble, the platform Rumble. We do not have it on YouTube. We only have that one on Rumble, but I will link that in the description for you as well. We review wines, I'd say most Wednesdays. Honestly, we got out of routine for several weeks, so we got to jump back in. But we have reviewed several of these over there, and we'll take a look and do a few more of these upcoming. So Grey Zorro Sauvignon Blanc. This is a 2020. Then there's their Earhone. I have no idea how to say that. Irhan Sauvignon Blanc. It's from New Zealand. So a New Zealand Sauv Blanc is different. This is, where's this one from? Chile. That's going to be different than the Chilean one. So New Zealand ones tend to be real heavy on the grapefruit. Then this is a Chardonnay from Argentina. There is an Albarino from, does it say? It's a Spanish one. Spain is all it says. It's from Spain. Okay, then this is the Lugana. We've had this. It is really good. It's a white wine, Turbiana. I know we reviewed this. I remember reviewing this on Willis Wines. And then a Chardonnay, 2019. I believe this is unoaked. It does not say, so I can't tell you, but it is certified organic. And then that's the wines. So they do ship separately. If you do, you can add wine on your auto ship now with Thrive if you do a monthly order like we do. Whoops. And you can add the wine to that monthly order. It just does ship separately. So like this order actually has been sitting here for a couple days. This one right here. I was waiting for that to come in to unbox them all together for you. Whoops. All right, let's see. This was packed with love by Megan. Thank you, Megan. Look, she even drew us a heart. Oh, that's so fun. Can you see that? Trying not to shake anything up over here. But the nice thing is all of this is recyclable. So there's a lot of packaging stuff, but it's very easy to recycle. Okay. This is not a big grocery order. That's why there's a lot of packaging stuff in here. What did we order that's this big? Oh, my husband ordered a body wash. He does really like the unliving one too. But are there any other men out there who use a whole lot of soap? Way more soap than you actually need. My husband's one of those people. I love him. So he prefers to use the less expensive clean body washes that are on the market, because though the Young Living are even higher quality, there's a price tag that goes with the higher quality, and he would prefer to use more than to use better. I'm more of the quality over quantity person. He's a quantity person. But it's okay. We have each other and we balance each other out. So let's see what is in this baggage. I feel like I should have some music. Oh, I know exactly what's in here, and it's identical as what's in the other one. This is our favorite olive oil. Absolute favorite olive oil. For everyday use, I should say. So we love the Thrive Organic Olive Oil. It is single origin. It is all the good things. You know, olive oils can frequently be cut with soy oil and canola oil, especially if you're getting them from the store. And even organic, they just have to be organic soy and organic canola, and they do not have to put it on the label. I was really disturbed when I found that out several years ago. So we get this one as our everyday olive oil, and there are 2 in here because I thought I had 2 on there last month and we did not. We use just a little over 1 a month. We don't go through 2, but we do use a lot of olive oil. And then next up, restocking our backup ketchup, because like I said, my husband uses things. He has a very generous hand, if you will, with condiments and body soaps and things. So I have not met anybody in my life that uses as much ketchup as my husband does. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there and they actually use way more than he does. It's probably more that I don't use very much. And so like one of these would last me a year. I put ketchup on so few things, but he loves his ketchup. Then our favorite Celtic sea salts.
Yes, restocking your backup of this too, because you can never have too much Celtic sea salt on hand. Salt is one of those things that if you are working to live prepared, you want to make sure you have plenty of salt on hand. And the expiration date on this, slash, it's more of a best if used by, is 2036. Y'all, we're in 2021 when I'm recording this right now. It's gonna last a while. So I like keeping them sealed in these bags. My ideal, as we're starting to build up our food supply, is to get a bucket and start keeping bags of these in the bucket so that they're kind of preserved on their own, but then they're also in one, central spot and they're not like single bags scattered all over the place. So we've got that. And then we did sneak into our supply more because we're rotating through. When you are living prepared, you want to make sure that you're not just stocking foods that you might eat in, however long. We're not doing long-term food storage yet. So ours is really just like, hey, an emergency food supply. But you want to make sure you're constantly rotating through that so that your food's not expired and you don't get to a point where you're like, oh no, everything's going to expire in the next 2 months. We need to use this, and then you don't have any backup, if that makes sense. So you're gonna wanna rotate through things you eat on a regular basis. Now, I have to hide these because we will eat these way more frequently than we should. They're not really health foods. They're a better version of a Ritz as far as better for you, because it's not, GMO ingredients and such, or hydrogenated anything. However, it's still like sunflower safflower oil, which is high in omega-6 fats, and the palm oil, which is fine. I need to look up invert syrup. I feel like that might be actually another name for something. Anybody on here know what invert syrup is? I know I've read this somewhere. Tell me in the comments if you know before I look it up. I hope that's not like another high fructose corn syrup kind of thing. Cane sugar, sea salt, your baking powder, baking soda, and cream of tartar are in here. So these go into our emergency food stash to go with our peanut butter. And then Mary's Gone crackers. These are delicious. Now these are much healthier and they taste amazing. These are the original. I like they're herbed. I can't even remember all the different varieties, but they are delicious. There's brown rice, quinoa, flaxseed, sesame seeds, tamari, and sea salt in here. So if you are avoiding soy completely, you'll want to avoid these. I'm good with some soy. If it's fermented, my body does fine with it. Also, if it's fermented, you don't have to worry about the hormone impacts of it. So tamari is a great form of soy. And then last but not least, we have all of our teas, friends. Y'all know I'm eventually going to move over. Ouch. Let me move this box. Well, I'll just leave it. I'm eventually going to transition us over to loose leaf teas. I have to baby step my husband with some of these transitions. I'm ready to do it. And he's like, I like my tea bags. I've started drinking tea because he gave up coffee through September. Oops. Which is why you don't see coffee in our order right now, is because neither of us have really been drinking it. I'm not going to brew an entire French press for myself or try and figure out how much of the French press to brew. We're eventually going to get the single serve French press where you have 1 cup of coffee in each one so that we can easily limit ours. And if I want a cup of coffee, I can have one very easily. So we have dandelion root tea. This is for me, as is the raspberry leaf. I use these in my cycle syncing, which I will link that video for you down below as well. Raspberry leaf every single day for a healthy cycle. Dandelion root is phenomenal for liver health and support. And so this goes in phases 3 and 4 of my cycle. And then these are my husband's 2 favorite herbal teas from Thrive that he's been getting. The lemon ginger and the hibiscus blend. I actually need to try this one. I haven't tried this yet. So he drinks this every day. And the lemon ginger he has really, really liked as well. I had a tea party with my niece about 6 weeks ago or so at the time of this video, and we drank the lemon ginger. It was fantastic in our teacups in that size. I have found that in like a mug that we usually drink our tea in, that's too weak for me to really enjoy this one because I like the punch of the ginger. If you don't want it that weak or that strong and you like just a little bit of flavor, then go ahead and make it in the big mug. But I have to make this in a smaller teacup that I have here versus in the big mug for myself because, again, I like the punch of the ginger, and you don't get that if you put more water in it. But it's delicious. So, and all of the Thrive teas, these are all organic, and they're like free from gluten and stuff in the bags, and they're not bleached bags or anything like that. So better than other options. But eventually we're going to move over to the bulk loose leaf for everything. It'll probably be my teas first, then get transitioned, but it's okay because every step in health is a better step. And in your food preparedness and in your budget, it's like taking those little steps is what really, really helps to make a long lasting change over time, like the compound effect, if you've ever read that book. And those little changes compound over time and end up, you look back and you're like, oh, wow, look at how far we've come in just a very small amount of time. Or over the years, it doesn't really feel like you do that many changes, and you look back and you think, oh, wow, so different than 5 years ago, so different than 10 years ago, etc. So if you guys are not yet Thrive customers and you're interested in grabbing some Thrive Market stuff and trying it out for yourself, I will link my referral link down in the description below for you that gets you a discount on your first order. And until next time, take care, friends. Cheers.